How's it going, guys? Dustin at Daily Grind Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be putting out two positively correlated college football slips for Week 5. Before we get into the video, though, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, because it really does help us out. We would appreciate it. Let's go ahead, hop over to the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool. If you don't know about it, get familiar with it, because it's been absolutely crushing since 8/18. We are up 151.8 units. In the very beginning, we only had soccer. Then we added NFL, and we more recently have added college football, where we are giving you guys full correlated slips directly to your email, or you can check here on the website. If you guys want to try out the correlation tool, linked in the description, you guys can sign up for a membership. Now, there are no free trials like for our fantasy bundle. If you guys don't know about the optimizer and mailing tool, that is considered our fantasy bundle. You can try that out for 7 days free, also linked in the description. The correlation tool is no free trial. However, we go ahead and track everything publicly here for our top slips that we provide here on the correlation tool, right? So I'm going to give you guys out two slips, right? Here is all the slips that we currently have up on the correlation tool between some of the college football games that we have enough props for and some of the NFL games, right? Across multiple different apps, ParlayPlay, JockMKT, PrizePicks, Underdog, etc., right? We have multiple. I want to talk about real quick how we cashed out this past weekend, right? So week 3 of the NFL season, or week 4, week 3 of the NFL season, right? We cashed out on, these are the two that I got. There was multiple more slips that hit off the correlation tool, but here are the two that I hit. I tweeted about them the other day, but I wanted to show it for you guys, right? So positive correlation, where one outcome is supposed to positively affect another outcome, right? So we took Justin Herbert over pass yards, right? If we take Justin Herbert over pass yards, in order for him to go over pass yards, it's likely that his wide receivers, maybe Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, are going to go over their receiving yards. And same thing with Kirk Cousins. We took it in the same game here in this correlated slip. It's typically how it happens, kind of game stacks. Kirk Cousins over 277.5 pass yards. Likely for him to go over that. His two wide receiver options, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, are going to go over their receiving total. Now, it's not always going to happen like this, right? Obviously, the right game script and such, but for these outcomes to happen, it's likely these other outcomes are going to happen. So we put them together. That was 25x on PrizePicks straight from the correlation tool. We literally handed you this slip. Play this. You played it, cashed out. Full slips, right? Same thing, Russell Wilson over pass yards. We took Cortland Sutton to go over receiving yards. And this time, they're running back to go under rush yards, right? Because if you're passing the ball more, less rush attempts, less chances for rushing yards, right? It's positively correlated in that fact and the fact that for Russell Wilson to go over receiving yards, you had his receiver, right? Then we did the same thing on the other side, Tua to go over pass yards. And we had Jalen Waddle, which ended up being a DNP, and Tyreek Hill to go over, which did go over. So that we ended up getting 10x because of the DNP. If Waddle was there and did go over, obviously we would have another 25x. So it crushed week 3 of the NFL season. I'm super excited for week 4 of the NFL season. Props already starting to drop. I got slips already in off the correlation tool. But for today, we are going to be talking about some of these correlated slips in college football. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys one slip on PrizePicks and one slip on JockMKT. The slip you're going to be getting from PrizePicks, 195.08 profit margin here, and then 87.28 correlation score. 100% is the best you get for the correlation score. Not percent, but 100 is the highest correlation score you can get. But we're going to go to this Illinois-Purdue game on JockMKT to start off our video here. And then we'll go ahead and get to that PrizePicks slip. So JockMKT, if you guys aren't familiar with it, get familiar with it. Much like the correlation tool I said earlier, JockMKT, they offer you guys a lot of other props you're not going to find on PrizePicks, Underdog, and such. Sometimes there's some even props, right? But you get the options to play them. Here they have a really solid correlated slip in the Purdue-Illinois game, and I want to go ahead and bust this one out and get this locked in. If you guys don't have JockMKT, you can use code DUSTIN, DUSTIN, for JockMKT. You'll get 100% deposit match up to $100. So go over to JockMKT, get signed up using code DUSTIN, come back, get this slip in because it's a really good and positive correlated slip. They also have a flash sale going on right now Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Thursday night football game, over 67.5 receiving yards, marking it down from 74.5 receiving yards on JockMarket. So you guys can take advantage of that as well as get this slip in. We're going to come over here to college football, though, and start building out this slip. So right off rip, we have receiving yards props, right? Like I mentioned earlier, there's positive correlation taking quarterbacks, wide receivers, and under and rushing yards if you're going to stack it that way. There's also correlation in punts and other stats as well. You don't have to involve a quarterback, but punts as well. If the offenses are moving the ball and these quarterbacks and wide receivers are going over their yards, less likely there's going to be punts in the game, right? But here we have the JockMarket slip. We're going to be playing Deion Burks for Purdue. We're going to be taking the over a 57.5 receiving yards. And then also for Purdue, I know I'm going to skip just kind of how it's shown on there because we're going to go by Purdue and then Illinois, right? We're going to be taking TJ Sheffield over 4 receptions. And we're going to be taking Abdur Rahman Yassin over 4.5 receptions. So let me go ahead and type this in. Now, they are only via mobile, so you don't have it on your desktop. However, this slip is very, very much a correlated slip, taking all wide receivers either over receiving yards or over receptions, right? So they're expecting this game to be a lot of passing, and that's what we're rooting for game script-wise. So then, on the flip side, we're going to be taking Williams. It's going to be Isaiah Williams over 68 receiving yards, along with Pat Bryant, also on Illinois, over 33.5 receiving yards. Boom. So that would be the slip here. It's going to be all overs. Burks over, Sheffield over receptions, Yassin over 4.5 receptions, Williams over 68 receiving yards, Bryant over 33.5 receiving yards. You are going to not want to do the partial lock option. You do want this to be the mortal lock on JockMarket or on some of these other apps that you can choose if you want them flexed or not. You're going to want to go with not flexed or non-insured slips because these are very positive correlated slips. You want to have the biggest profits you can get from it. You want to increase your profits or your ROI potential here on these slips. So we're going to go ahead and do mortal lock. That's going to be 15x for this slip. You can lock this in. $20 would win you $300 on this positively correlated slip, right? So now we did one. We got one. We have all overs in that game. So we're rooting for offense, pass here in the Illinois Purdue game. Now we're going to go ahead and flip back over and build out this PrizePicks slip for Florida, Kentucky. A really, really good slip here. As you can see, it's going to be on PrizePicks. It's going to be a 6-flex play, right? That's what we're showing you. And it looks like we're going to have a game stack of passing again, right? So we're going to have the passers, also known as quarterbacks, over, and then receiving yards over. Profit margin. Look, profit margin of 195.08. Profit margin. The profit margin shows you the expected value or ROI placing a bet with this slip if you win. Correlation score, 87.28. Correlation score is a number between 0 and 100. That shows you how correlated the slip is. All the slips will be correlated, but the higher the number, the better. 87, pretty solid over here on PrizePicks. Let's go ahead and jump into this. So we're going to be starting out with Devin Leary over 226.5 pass yards. That's going to be the quarterback for Kentucky. We'll be taking the over here, 226.5. And I seen it already. Graham Mertz over 195.5 pass yards. So that's both quarterbacks in this game to go over their pass yards. Now, let's stack it a little bit with their receivers. We have Dane Key for Kentucky, which is one of their receivers, and Tavian Robinson, one of their receivers, both over in receiving yards. So let's go ahead and type in Key. We got main man Dane Key, and then Robinson. Tavian Robinson over 49.5 receiving yards. So Devin Leary going over pass yards. Key and Robinson to go over their receiving yards would be the positive correlation there on the Kentucky side. Now we have Graham Mertz. We've already locked in over 195.5 pass yards. We need somebody to catch the ball for him to go over his pass yards. Let's lock in Ricky Pearsall over 68.5 receiving yards on PrizePick. Over 68.5 receiving yards. Boom. Now, to make this a 6 flex and to add even more correlation here, if Devin Leary and his 2 wide receivers are going over their projections of passing yards and receiving yards, it's likely they're running the ball less. It's likely that Ray Davis is going to go under 82.5 receiving or rushing yards, the running back for Kentucky. So, boom. That's going to be the most positive correlated slip you can get as of now here in the Kentucky and Florida game. Devin Leary over 226.5 pass yards. Graham Mertz over 195.5 pass yards. Dane Key over receiving yards. Tavian Robinson over receiving yards. Ricky Pearsall over 68.5 receiving yards. Ray Davis, running back of Kentucky, under 82 rush yards. That is 2 positively correlated slips off the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool here at Daily Grind Fantasy. You guys can go ahead and get access to that via the website or linked in the description below. Go ahead, get in, get involved, get ready for the NFL college football season. We got a lot of season left in those soccer games also on the Optimizer. Go get the tool. Go get it locked in for NFL. Look at all these slips you got here. Gave you just a couple. Go ahead and get you some more off of the correlation tool for NFL Week 4 and college football season, or college football Week 5. Yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's cash.